how are NATO members trying to implement universal values within Afghanistan while they have issues with the Muslim minority within their own nations, specifically, mainly France, and the issue with the scarf?
I think that's a very good point. Clearly, that's a very good point. And clearly, European countries have not been able to resolve their political and social problems and the ostracization of Muslim minorities in Europe. That is a very big problem. And it differs, of course, from England to France and Germany and all over. But I think, rather than emphasize what NATO, universal values NATO is trying to bring about in Afghanistan, I think we should be more talking about what the Afghans themselves are trying to do. The Afghans are trying to say that we reject the Taliban interpretation of Islam. The Taliban interpretation has nothing to do with Islam. It is all to do with power politics and trying to seize power and basically politics. And the Afghan government and the majority of the Afghan people and working Afghan women and the parliament, all the structures of this country that do exist at the moment, are trying to combat this interpretation of Islam. And I think what we should give great emphasis is that NATO and the Western countries are trying to support those people. We're involved in a headlong fight with the Taliban, both in Pakistan and in Afghanistan. And I think what we should be emphasizing and looking at more is the resistance that the Muslims of those countries are putting up against this extremist interpretation.